Hey, John Horn here with episode 12 of WIP Wednesday. Hey, when I started these videos about 12 weeks ago now, 13 weeks ago, I started these videos to be able to help people with some struggles that I was fighting, or that I had, to an extent, overcome, in my lifetime. And by no means, no shape or form do I feel like, I have overcome any obstacle to the point to where I am a professional in the manner of, hey, you need to do this, you done this wrong, you done this. I don't do that. That's not me. Because I know that we as humans, we as individuals, we're going to continue to get tripped up. We're going to continue to get tripped up. We're going to continue to hit roadblocks. We're going to continue to hit speed bumps. And it just happens. Man, that's life. And I don't know what the topic of today is, but one thing that I do know is that, man, it's 2019. Self-development as a whole is, I'm going to say, at its peak. There's numerous self-development books. There's numerous, help books. People out there, they're shooting messages out, do this, don't do that, 5 keys to this, 12 keys to success, and man, insert plug here, it's there. One of the things that I did, moving forward or throughout the course of my life, especially the last, man, at least 10 years, specifically about 5 years, is, find something that relates to you, find something that relates to your struggles, and man, go after it. Whether it's a book, whether it's an individual, and just absorb it. So that's one thing. The second thing is again, man, we're 2019. Communication and the ways and forms of communication is at a peak. I'm not saying that I use, all these forms or all these methods, but man, you have anywhere from, actually calling someone, then you have text message, Snapchat, DM, email. There is multiple ways to communicate with an individual. Communication. That's my second key. Communicate with the individual. If you have a problem with them, you have an issue with them, if you have a point of view that is different. I had a real tough hit a speed bump over the weekend, and it's pretty apparent, that my initial form of communication or tact of communication was subpar. It was subpar at best. I would actually say that, you could probably say that I failed at communication in that act or in that situation. Looking back, I can tell you exactly why it happened that way, and I recognize it, and I haven't had the opportunity to explain that to the person that I was trying to communicate with in a manner in which, they understand where I was coming from. It happens, such is life. But one thing that happens whenever you don't communicate, or if you suppress it, is it gets stagnant and it festers. And when it festers, people use that. People use that against you. And man, I'm not a fan of that tactic, because I've had it done to me, and I do take offense to it. They say that, what is it? Offense is never given, but it's always taken. I take offense to that. And the reason why is because I feel that we as individuals, we as people should be better at that. Not all people communicate well. There's times that I don't communicate well. Actually, most of the time I don't communicate well. But, find a way. Find a way. Even if it's, I understand where you're coming from. I don't agree with you. Fair enough. I get it. I'm the type to where, I can respect that. I may tell you that I don't understand where you're coming from, but I respect your side, and it is what it is. Bury it, man. Bury it and move on. I just finished reading a book by Erwin McManus, and the title was The Last Arrow. Save nothing for the next life. And Man, that's a fact. You know, there is no next life. You know, empty the quiver. And that's what he talks about. You know, save nothing for the next life. You know, get it out. You know, don't let something eat. You know, don't suppress it. You know, communicate about it. You know, strive after, you know, goals and aspirations and what you want. And that's what we should be doing as people. And, you know, sometimes it's harder than others. Maybe just reach out. You know, like I said, you know, self-development is probably, you know, at its peak. You know, find books. You know, find people, you know, that you relate with. And you got to get uncomfortable. You know, if there's something that you don't like doing, or something that, you know that you're not very well at, you don't do it very well, and get uncomfortable. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You know, I spoke about this in previous videos, previous episodes. So, you know, that's two there. And then, man, the third one is, man, just be as consistent as you possibly can be. You know, in your actions, you know, in your attitude and your frame of mind, be as consistent as you possibly can be. Again, you know, that's something that I strive to be. I get kind of mixed up, you know, between, you know, what that looks like. I don't know if anyone is aware of Jocko Willink. You know, Jocko Willink actually has a picture, and it says, like, you know, happy, sad, angry, frustrated, and it goes through, you know, all these different emotions, and it has the same exact face on each and every one. You know, that's one way to look at it. You know, the other way to look at it is, you know, if you have a viewpoint of, you know, respecting and caring for people, and you strive to do that, you know, strive to do that. You know, that's one of the things that I talked about in last week's video. You know, it's something that I still struggle with. I struggle with it. Man, don't hold it against me. I recognize it. I realize it. I'm striving to move forward. I'm striving to move past that. But man, don't hold it against me. You know, please don't. So, you know, again, I'm not sure if I have a good topic for this one. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. Some of this stuff I'm just throwing out there, and you know, just to be honest with you, I think I forgot what the first topic was that I told you. But it's all good. You know, I know those three topics, you know, are pretty important to our lives as we continue to move forward. So, yep, WIP Wednesday, episode 12. Continue to be a work in progress. You know, strive to be better today than what you were yesterday, better tomorrow than what you are today. Have a great rest of the day. I'm out.